Hi y'all, Jeff here with Jeff's Cars and Garage, and as you see, I'm not in the garage. I'm actually driving to one of the locations I support, and so I thought, well, I'll take advantage of the time again, and this kind of helps keep me awake, and I thought I would do a video. So there's a couple articles that I read late yesterday. One, and this is really not what this topic, or the conversation of this video is about today, but I saw an article where General Motors is recalling 887,000 pickups with the 6.2 liter V8 engine in it because of engine failure. In fact, they ordered a stop sell on that. So that's a lot of vehicles. That's a lot of pickups. And quite frankly, that when you're dealing with engines and an engine-related issue, that's going to get very expensive for General Motors. Now, and that covers, that's going to be covering things like the 1500 pickup in the Suburban and Tahoe, both in Chevrolet and GMC. So quite costly for General Motors, but more importantly, it's going to be costly to the consumer. Now, I'm going to switch the camera around here a little bit so it's facing me, and so you can actually see me a little bit better. And so the topics that I have today, kind of a strange topic, but there's another article I read the other day, and it was titled 9 Used Cars That Are Bad Investments for the Middle Class. Okay, folks, first of all, used cars or any car is not an investment, or for the most part, a car is not an investment unless it's a collector car and you're gonna, and it's typically more than 30 to 50 years old. I mean, for example, my 1972 350 SL, is it an investment? Yeah, it could be, but you're gonna pay for maintenance and things like that. So, in all reality, it's cars are not an investment. They do not appreciate in value. Not all cars do not appreciate in value. So, but these cars are the top of the list of cars that apparently the middle class should not buy. And number one is this is the worst, the Jaguar I-Pace. It loses, and this is over a 5-year period of time, it loses 72.2% of its value. That's a $51,000 just poof, gone in 5 years. So let's think about that for a second. Okay, so you go and buy a new vehicle, and if it's losing 72% of its value, that means the car probably costs somewhere about $85,000. So because if it loses 3/4 of its value, about $90,000. If it loses $50,000 in 5 years, that's a pretty healthy payment that you've got to make. And so a lease on that is probably not wise either. And so Jaguar has probably figured that out. I don't know. I don't go to a Jaguar dealer to to find out, what lease payments are. It's just something that I like the Jaguar car, I always have, but that's a lot of money to lose. I mean, if you can stand to lose $50,000 in 5 years, that's $10,000 a year. Just might as well just dump it in the trash. The next one, the BMW 7 Series, loses 67% of its value in 5 years, and that's costing you $65,000. So that's a more expensive car to start with. So what is the price of a 7 Series? $110,000, $115,000, $115,000. That's losing quite a bit of money. The next one is our wonderful Elon Musk company, which technically he didn't found. He just invested in it. That's the truth. It's not. He's just the primary shareholder. Is the Tesla Model S. Loses 65.2% of its value in 5 years, which equates to about $52,000. Well, next thing, okay, so if you put an average of 15,000 miles a year on an electric vehicle, those batteries ain't gonna last more than 75,000 to 100,000 miles. And you got to replace those at what, $30,000? What does it cost to replace the batteries in a Tesla? Hard telling. So you're losing in both aspects of that. So obviously the Tesla is not an investment. The next one is Infiniti QX80, and it loses about 65% of its value, or $53,500. Excuse me. And so, and on top of that, not only is it costing $53,000 in 5 years, it's also a gas hog. Just saying. The next, and this is no surprise to me, is the Maserati Ghibli. Loses 64.7% of its value, and that's wiping out $70,000 worth of cash in 5 years. Personally, I don't like to lose that kind of money. Well, first of all, I'm not wealthy, so therefore I'm not going to lose that kind of money, and I've never bought new. I have yet, folks, in my entire lifetime of the 150 some plus cars that I have owned, I have never bought a brand new car. Okay? And probably never will. I don't want to take that big hit right off the showroom floor. The next, number 6, is a Maserati Levante. Loses 63.7% of its value for $65,000. Again, and both of these on the Maseratis, those got high maintenance costs as well. So that's in addition to that. So if in that 5 years you spent, $8,000 to $10,000 in maintenance, at $700, let's say you spent $5,000 in maintenance, at an average of about $750 a month in maintenance, or a year in maintenance, which is probably a little bit more than that because an oil change is going to cost you $135 to $155. So yeah, you're going to spend probably $6,000 in a 5 year, $6,000 or $7,000 in a 5 year period of time on maintenance. The next one, the number 7, is no surprise to me, losing 62.9%, and that's the Land Rover Range Rover. And also, in addition to that, once it's out of warranty, then you've got to deal with the electrical issues. Number 8, Audi A8 L, 62.7%, which equates to about $57,700. And then on top of that, once it's out of warranty, you've got electronic issues, air suspension issues, and it becomes expensive to maintain. And again, these European cars, they're always higher in maintenance, and they've always been, really kind of for the wealthy, and now we've got tariffs on them. And the last, which may have some tariffs attached to it, but it's an American-made car, is the Cadillac Escalade ESV. So this is the big one. Loses 61% of its value in 5 years, which equates to about $57,000. And yeah, that would be a good deal to buy when it's about 5 or 6 years old. But again, you're going to have, if it's driven the average 15,000 miles a year, 15 times 5, you're at 75,000 miles. Is it a good value to buy? Probably. But then you're still going to have the maintenance. And in fact, at the 75,000 mile mark, you're going to have an additional maintenance cost and things like that, because some of the other factory recommended services like transmission service and flushing, or which is going to come, brake flush and all of those additional things, those maintenances are going to start to take place, and it's just going to continue to escalate the cost. So I got to tell you, cars are not an investment, and the more expensive that they are now, the more expensive they're going to be later. So, it's one of those things where, you got to pick and choose your battles, and buying a new car, you plan on spending some money. Now, the least depreciating cars are probably going to be your Toyotas and Hondas and things like that. So, folks, there you have it. I mean, are cars an investment? No, they're really not. I mean, the rare limited production vehicles, yeah, that could be an investment. But who is to say today what the future is going to hold in 50 years? I mean, we're talking 2075. Who can determine now what, because we're going from, gas-powered vehicles to electric vehicles. Who can determine what is going to be collectible and what's going to be an investment 50 years from now if you buy a brand new car? And what are car prices going to be? Or are there going to be cars in 50 years from now? So, some things to chew on there, folks. And so those of you who follow my channel, appreciate it. Continue to share this with your friends. Hit subscribe. All those good things. I continue to try and grow the channel, and I hope I'm providing some information that you may or may not already know. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.